What's up, Lego builders? Welcome back to Coconut Brick Studios. Now, I have built a lot of Lego Clone Wars Mocs in my day, from dark mysterious scenes to epic last stands. And today I'm going to add to that list and tackle some of the most satisfying moments in the Clone Wars. Now, as I went through the seasons trying to compile a list for this video, I realized that while it's a very satisfying show overall and it does have some cool moments, there aren't a ton of super satisfying single payoffs or moments, if that makes sense. So I'm interested to see what you guys think about the scenes that made the cut. But you guys know the drill for these videos. I picked the 3 most satisfying moments of the Clone Wars, in my opinion, and built them as Lego Star Wars Mocs. One in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. So if you're excited to see what made the cut, don't forget to execute Order 66 on that like button, and let's get started. Right off the bat, I went with one of the most satisfying moments in the entire show. Jedi General Pong Krell was tasked with leading 501st troops during the assault on the planet Umbara. Being known for his distaste for clone troopers and having some of the highest casualty rates of any Jedi commander in the Republic, Captain Rex and his troops were not thrilled and quickly saw Pong Krell had no intention of changing his ways while on Umbara. As the assault continued, Rex became more suspicious of the Jedi, and after great risk discovered that he had aligned himself with Dooku and the Separatists, and was now trying to sabotage the Republic war effort. Because this mock was so small, I didn't bother trying to recreate the surroundings of the scene accurately, especially because what is happening in this scene is much more important than the surrounding area. I made a small reverse pyramid of light bluish gray rectangle slabs, with the biggest one on top holding the minifigs. Oftentimes, if you are building a small mock, focusing on using cool or new techniques rather than accuracy to the scene will get you a better result. Rex confronts Pong Krell, who tries to escape but is captured by clones. Not wanting to risk him getting away or killing more clone troopers, Rex decides to execute him on the spot instead of waiting for him to stand trial before the Jedi. So seeing Pong Krell get the justice he deserved was such a satisfying scene. This mock, while small, turned out pretty good, and the only things I would have changed were to add another light bluish gray rectangle slab just to make the mock taller and a little bit more detailed on the bottom, and round off the edges of the black base. Unfortunately, I ran out of time before I could do that and had to leave it as a rectangle with the studs exposed. This next scene depicts a very satisfying but sad moment for me. Ahsoka was a very popular and integral character in the Clone Wars, but was part of some serious drama in the later seasons. I won't go over the whole story, but basically she is falsely accused of setting off a bomb in the Jedi Temple. The Jedi Council are suspicious of her, and it's not until her name has been cleared that they are willing to accept that she was not the culprit, but the damage was done. Now, I made a big mistake with this mock. I have basic mock sizes that I like to stick to when doing these videos because I know roughly how long it takes to build a mock of a certain size, and I tried to make a 1 hour size mock in 30 minutes. You can see me ripping up the backside of this mock trying to shrink it in order to get everything finished in time, and it only gets worse from here. I was going to add a black border around the base, and I decided to build the meat of the mock first and then add that in at the end because I thought it would save me some time. But because of the massive size of this, I was so focused on trying to get the whole thing done in time that I completely forgot to add it in until it was too late. Part of the reason why I thought I could build a mock this big was because I recently built Anakin marching on the Jedi Temple, but I forgot that Anakin mock took me like an entire afternoon to build. This mock is Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Temple after Anakin tells her that she can stay and her name has been cleared. She basically tells him she doesn't want to be part of a group that would turn so quickly and doesn't trust their own members. She was standing up for herself and showing the council they can't treat people however they want and expect them to go along with it. This brought me a lot of satisfaction, but it was a jaded satisfaction because her relationship with Anakin and the Jedi Order was ruined. I failed with this mock. It's too big, unfinished, and the amount of detail is not what I wanted it to be at all. But this is what happens when you bite off more than you can chew with a project. This was a good lesson for me to learn because so far every mock I have done for these kinds of videos has turned out alright, and I needed to be reminded that I have the mock size parameters for a reason. The last scene is one I don't see talked about a lot. In Season 4, Obi-Wan, Captain Rex, and Ahsoka get captured by Zygerian slavers and are forced to work in a mine as slaves. They are kept in line by an evil Zygerian slave master named Agris. At the end of this little mini-series, Obi-Wan and Rex capture Agris, and after he has been disarmed, Agris reminds Obi-Wan that a Jedi would never hurt an unarmed person. This mock is around the same size as the previous one, but with the extra time, I should be able to finish it easily and add in the detail I want. Also, learning from my past mistakes, I completed the base and black frame before moving on to the meat of the mock. Agris meets his fate in a control room with two main distinguishing features: a large round table at the center of the room and a large screen at one end. The room is mostly light gray and dark gray, so I decided to make the bottom floor dark tan, with steps leading up to a smaller walkway with a dark tan border around the outside of that, just to add in a little bit of color to break up all of the gray. One side of the room has some windows letting in reddish light from outside. I built some window frames and stuck some red round tiles in them to represent those windows and the red light. In this scene, Obi-Wan knows Agris is right. He can't kill him, so he lets Rex step in and throw an electric spear which pierces Agris, who is riding in a hover chair. The momentum of Agris's body and the spear hitting him launches the chair back into the room, where it swivels and crashes into a large TV screen. I got a lucky break with this scene as well, because the chair crashes face first into the screen, so you can't really see who is sitting in it, which allowed me to get away with using a random minifig to represent Agris. So I used this creepy Mace Windu. The payoff in this scene is Obi-Wan and Rex finally getting to exact justice on the Taskmaster who have been driving him and the other slaves in the Zygerian mines. Man, these Mocs are getting harder and harder to make. Not only because I have to keep coming up with the video themes, but also because as my Coruscant Moc series progresses, I'm slowly running out of the parts for these quicker Moc building videos, which is why you are seeing a lot more exposed studs and less tile. But that just means I will need to get more creative in the next video. Which one of these Mocs was your favorite, and do you have a certain moment or scene from the Clone Wars that is super satisfying to you? Let me know down below in the comments, and I will catch you all next time, but until then, happy building.